This is Sid and Friends in the morning.
For my friends.
77 WABC.
I guess I should know by the way you parked your car sideways that it wouldn't last. So you're the kind of person who believes in making out once, love them and leaving fast. I guess I must be dumb. She had a pocket full of horses, Trojan and some of them used. But it was Saturday night. I guess that makes it alright. You see, what have I got to lose?
Now, this is a great song, Prince, Little Red Corvette, and I have a bunch of guests now that come into the studio, and they're all very young, like my daughter's age, but very smart and pretty, all that stuff, you know. Emily is one of them, and I'm always thinking to myself, does she even know these songs? But put our microphone on. You do
this
know
one
this song.
specifically, I did not, but I know his song, obviously Purple Rain.
You didn't know this one?
No, but it's good.
It's good.
I was trying to Shazam it, but it's in my earphones. So I can't.
So you know Purple Rain.
I know.
How about When Doves Cry?
No, I
You
know
don't know that
that.
one?
It goes, I would die for you.
That's it.
I think it's called I
For
Would
You.
Die for You.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's so odd, isn't it? You know, Emily is, what are you, 22?
23 now.
23. But I got to tell you, I'm very proud of you.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you're very diverse. I'm serious. One night you can be on with Gutfeld, who's not funny. The next
He's
night,
very funny.
he's not funny. He's horrible. The next night you could be on with Piers Morgan. The next night you can be doing a boxing match in Philadelphia. The next day you can be in Israel, standing outside an apartment that just got bombed by an Iranian drone.
Yeah.
I mean, you have done so many things, and of course, with all of that, you remain one of the strongest voices in the world for Israel today. So,
Thank you. I mean, it's challenging because initially, and I think the world's in a very different place than 4 years ago, everyone said you will not be able to have a political opinion and do sports.
who's everybody?
Like professors,
Right,
classmates, agents,
It's true.
managers.
I was told the same thing, but I bucked the odds.
So that's what I'm saying. I believe cancel culture is like if you allow it to happen. So, for example, I've been, losing jobs or getting canceled online for my political opinions in the sports field, but you just keep going.
But you were like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But then was it the Mike Tyson story that got you back into the good graces of boxing?
No, boxing. Honestly, boxing is a very conservative sport, I'd say.
Yeah.
You can't be a sensitive person and watch people punch each other in the face. Like, there's
Right.
no way.
Yeah.
I mean, look, literally, I'm walking around, I'm wearing a Trump shirt.
I love
with
that
a middle
shirt.
finger.
With
So,
a middle finger.
like if you pull
but
down the
she's got the
pocket.
pocket that blocks the middle finger. Yeah,
because
that's
only
great.
select people get to see that.
Where'd you get that?
I think Etsy.
Love
I
it.
just searched
Etsy.
like Trump merch and then I bought it.
Trump merch on Etsy.
But point being, I think today, if you just assert yourself and you're like, listen, this is my opinion, you're not going to bully me for believing so, and you just stick with it, people have to accept it.
But you're right. Boxing, and then look who spoke. And you were in Milwaukee with me.
Yeah, Dana White.
Dana White.
Amazing.
Are you a big UFC person, too?
I like it. I want to meet Dana, actually. I want to
You never
doing
met
UFC.
Dana?
No, never.
Are you telling me last week you met James Flippin, but not Dana White?
I did not. I never was even in the same room as Dana White.
Really?
Yeah,
Now,
bizarre.
Would you want to do stuff at UFC
Yeah,
also?
absolutely.
Are you a
Of course.
UFC fan? Do you know the fighters and all that?
Yeah, I keep up
You know.
because boxing and UFC correlate. Like
Yeah.
a lot of them kind of.
Yeah. So you had a
Switch.
fight in Philadelphia last week, and you're in
Yeah.
Detroit on Saturday, right?
I'm going tonight after the show. I'm going to head back to Long Island. And yeah, there's Clarissa Shields fighting this weekend. She's the GWOAT, apparently.
It's a woman's fight.
Yeah. The undercard has men, but the
Yeah.
main fight's the woman. Clarissa's
Always? All the fights you do?
cool. No. Last week was
Okay.
Jaron Ennis.
Right. I saw that.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll tell you how old I am.
Shoot.
I'm so old that they started women's boxing when I started to do Sport Talk Radio, and I actually saw on a Mike Tyson undercard Christy Martin fight.
I don't know who that is.
Of course you don't, because you're 23 years old. She was the real first woman fighter. And after that, like Muhammad Ali's daughter fought, Layla
Yeah,
Ali,
that I know.
all those ladies. You would never want to fight, though, right?
No, because I can't imagine like breaking my nose
Right.
or like my
Right.
jaw. It's very violent.
Emily, you're blonde. You got makeup on. You don't want to mess
No,
up your
but I want to
face.
tell you something.
Yeah.
There's a woman. Her name is Sky Nicholson.
Yeah.
She was on the undercard in Philly. Gorgeous girl.
Yeah.
I was looking at her. I'm like, you're really going to go out there and get your face bashed in? But she came out untouched. It looks like she didn't even get hit once.
Is that right?
Beautiful girl. It was very confusing, I have to tell you.
My face wasn't so good after my fight against Bernard. Plus, I sat at the diner in Tenafly and had no idea what I was doing there. And the waitress walked over and said, "You're going to order?" And I'm looking at her like she had like 10 eyes. I'm like, what does that mean? Like I was completely knocked out.
You have to just be a different breed of a human being to allow yourself
It's true.
to get punched repeatedly in sensitive places.
Well, I'm glad you said that because that's going to take us to a quick break. We'll be back for the nice long segment because there's a person that's been happening to for the better part of 8 years. It wasn't physical until Butler, Pennsylvania 2 weeks ago. And his face is on your shirt. We'll come back with Emily Austin and talk about a guy that literally has been taking a beating every day for the better part of 10 years. Our hero, Donald Trump, with the great Emily Austin, right after this.
This is Sid and Friends in the Morning.
Entertaining and informative.
Oh, you're my best friend.
77 WABC.
Whatever I do in November, I'm going to go into the little voting booth. I'm going to feel bad about no matter what I do.
Right.
And I'm going to then put the hands up and pray to God that I don't regret whatever choice I made.
Right.
And F it, MAGA 2024.
Emily Austin, how many shows that you go on would actually play the song that you wanted to hear by Prince?
Zero.
Right. That's how much we love you. Emily Austin is here this morning, and you heard that from Lizzie Savetsky. She's got 380,000 followers, not your 2 million, but she's big. You know her.
Yeah, Lizzie's the best.
I've been working on her for 9 months. Stop with the Democrats. Stop. That was her yesterday. She's taken such a beating. All of her followers were leaving. What a bunch of... And they're Jews, Emily.
I know. After my Gutfeld appearance, I went through my DMs, as always. And usually it's like 99% nice. I had so many people with their profile picture being an Israel flag DM me unfollowed.
Why?
And I'm like,
what did you say on Gutfeld?
That I like Trump.
Oh,
that I'm voting for Trump.
Oh, yeah, but you've been saying that for a while,
I
no?
guess it's news to some people. Listen, I've been more vocal lately, obviously, in light of the election. I've been like going to the RNCs and speaking about it, wearing Trump shirts.
You were great with Politico. I saw you. You were terrific. My guy James Filippi interviewed you. You were terrific. You were great.
Thank you. I mean, honestly, like, okay, yes, America first is the agenda, but you have to be brain dead if, as a Jewish person, you are voting for... I'm going to put Biden in air quotes because we can all agree Biden's on his deathbed. And I'm not saying this as a diss.
Right.
I feel horrible. I don't make fun of him, if you notice.
Right.
So let's just say Kamala for now, or Jill, whoever's running the show. If you put a vote in their hands, you are the Jew walking into the gas chamber. Cancel me for saying it. Like, America will be inhabitable for Jewish people if you vote for the Democrats right now. This next election is going to make or break Jewish life in the U.S. So unless y'all all want to move to Israel, which is very expensive, be my guest. Otherwise, we can't live here.
Well said. This is why Emily's on TV all the time. You're right. Yet. Kamala Harris, what has she done since she's vice president?
I'll tell you what she's done. Hold on.
Go ahead.
In light of the rise of anti-Semitism, post-October 7th, she made an initiative to combat Islamophobia.
To combat what?
That's what Islamophobia.
Which doesn't exist. You realize that. It's kind of like white supremacy.
Right.
You have like one incident of Islamophobia while 19 Jews get punched in the face at the same exact time. So you're right.
I cannot believe
she's the worst. Oh, forget it. So, and now you've got Jewish people going, well, wait a second. Your friend, Donald Trump, your so-called friend, because he's not capable of having any friends, he likes the Nazis. If I hear this one more time, I'm going to punch you across the face, not you, Emily. When he was in Charlottesville, he said, they're right, there are nice people on both sides. But the very next thing he said, which MSNBC cuts off,
of course,
except the Nazis.
Right.
But
listen, the people comparing him, the Democrats are pulling a play out of Hitler's playbook by dehumanizing him and comparing him to Hitler over and over again. And then we question how could an assassination attempt happen? When you villainize and make Donald Trump out to not be a human being, even though he's 10 times more of a better person than Biden will ever be, of course something like this will happen. And then they don't even take accountability for their dehumanizing language.
Sure. Well, you're a horrible person because you're a woman.
Oof.
And you're a woman trying to improve your status in America. Here we have a woman just like you. Same thing. Same body parts, vagina, the whole thing. And
thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, just good. And a black woman. And you're not going to vote for her? What kind of horrible woman are you?
I don't like hiding behind. I don't like that everything has to be about race. Like, I'm sure
or
Kamala.
Or
gender, exactly. Like this whole DEI outrage about the bodyguards for Trump, it's not because she was a woman. If that woman looked like Brittany Griner, she's qualified to be a bodyguard. Okay, you can't have a 5'4" woman guarding the president.
Right.
It's not because she's a woman, it's because she's not 7 foot and big. That's a bodyguard. It has nothing to do with gender. But they like to make it about gender and make it about skin color when it's not.
No.
Because it promotes their agenda.
Does Trump know you?
No.
Have you ever met the president?
No.
Oh, we have to make that happen. He'd
I'd
love
love
you.
to.
Oh, we have to make that happen. So you were in Milwaukee last week, and then you leave Milwaukee. And you guys know this, Lou, because she called in on Friday. She leaves Milwaukee and goes right to Israel.
Yeah.
And you're in Israel maybe a day or so. And I hear that some drone hit a building and a civilian died. And I called you, and you're great. You picked right up. And I said, would you call in today? And you called in last Friday from Tel Aviv. And if I remember correctly, you were not staying far from where that terrorist attack happened.
I was a couple buildings away on the beach in Tel Aviv, and I had blasting earphones in because I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
And suddenly you feel like almost a vibration.
You felt it?
Yeah. Everybody thought it was like a really big bus crash or a car crash, like something vibrational. And then you start to hear sirens and you see a fire and you see a lot of chaos break out.
You saw that.
You saw like sparks, and then even the rubble from the building hit then the bar next door. It was a bigger thing than just the apartment building.
Wow.
And it's crazy when you don't know what's going on. You know, it's if they just said, okay, this happened and X amount of people died and it's terrible. But when you don't know, it's like, okay, is this a one-off attack? Is this like another exchange of missiles going back and forth?
So were you nervous? Were you nervous?
Oh, yeah.
You were?
I was scared my parents would be like, hey, let's go home. But I was leaving anyway.
Oh, your mom and dad were with you?
Yeah, they're still there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I went with my whole family.
Your father adores me.
He does. He's been listening to you longer than I'm alive, probably. Actually,
love that.
longer than I'm alive.
What is your father's name again?
Ron Austin.
Ron, that's right.
Yeah.
So I didn't know they were there because when I spoke to you the next day, you were hanging out with the Hamas's leader's son.
Mossab. I love Mossab.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the best.
He actually turned out to be quite a guy, considering where he came
legend.
from. Yeah.
No, he's so cool. He's so smart.
Yeah.
Poor guy. When we hang out, I just interrogate him for hours.
You do.
I go to him, so what's Gaza like? And he's like, I'm from Ramallah. And I'm like, I don't know.
When you were there with a lot of reports about the North, or you far enough removed, didn't really feel any of that? Or?
Everyone feels it. So I'll give you a silly example. I was in the cab going to McDonald's because I only eat McDonald's in Israel because I keep kosher. So every day I eat McDonald's. It's
Is
very
that
funny.
right?
Yeah.
So it's a kosher McDonald's?
Yeah, in Israel.
Even the chicken McNuggets are kosher?
Yes.
The filet of fish?
Everything.
Get out of here.
Of course, it's Israel. So anyway, my cab driver on the way, he was like, are you okay? You're staying close to where the missile hit. I said, yeah, isn't that crazy? And he goes, this is every day in the north and the south. Why is it a bigger deal when it's in Tel Aviv? Like, this is Israel's reality every day. I said, you're right. I mean, just for comparison, it's like a missile hitting Long Island versus Manhattan. It's just population density.
Right.
But he's like, just know there are people in the north and south living what you just saw last night every day. And he was right. And it was a crazy thought to think about.
So do you wish you were in D.C. today to see Bibi Netanyahu?
Yeah, yes and no. I can't imagine the chaos that's going to erupt today.
Yeah.
I don't envy people who are there. I'm excited to watch it on TV. I mean, I'm very disappointed, not surprised, but disappointed that the despicable Chuckles Kamala Harris is like not showing up.
A lot of Democrats aren't showing up.
You know what? I'm happy she did that. So any Jew who still thinks it's appropriate to vote for her will now see what she just did.
Oh, they're going to be there. Go on Facebook this afternoon, and you're going to see, I'll give you Ron Schwartz, I'm with her. Sid Rosen, I'm with her.
And it's so funny that everyone's like, you're just saying it 'cause she's a woman. I'm going to run for president too. So it's not
that.
about gender here.
Yeah.
It's just about A, her accolades. She has nothing.
Zero.
B, her only task as VP was secure the border. Let me see what a good job she did with that.
Failure.
Why the hell would anyone vote for her as a president?
I don't know.
Other than the fact that she's a black woman.
Correct.
That's actually her strongest asset.
That's the best thing
That's
going.
it.
That's it. Did you just say you're running for president one day?
Listen, I'm 23, so how many years do I have left?
Wait, is that what you aspire
I would
to
so
do?
run. Oh, yeah.
No kidding.
I think I don't know if I'd run for Congress, maybe for Senate.
Yeah.
And then when I'm like older,
would you
maybe
like-
senile, I'll run.
On what?
Maybe when I'm old and senile, I should run for president.
Yeah. Would you do anything radical? Would you legalize something crazy? Would you? You're very conservative, so probably
I'm
not.
conservative, but I'm not like extreme. Like I'll tell you what, as a Jewish person, and I get so much heat for this. I'm very anti-abortion. I don't believe it's the right thing to do.
Okay.
But I also don't think it's appropriate to tell other people what to do.
Right.
Especially, I think it's a sin. That's your problem with God.
Got it.
Another thing, I'm very anti-vax.
Well, I've sinned a couple
my body,
times.
my choice. Like,
Right.
why is my body my choice? Only abortions, but it wasn't for the vax.
You're
That's
right
very
about that.
hypocritical.
You're right.
So
You're right.
I'm conservative, but I don't love the.
But you're still pro-life.
titles.
You're pro-life.
Yeah,
I'm
personally.
pro-choice. I'm pro-choice.
No, I think abortion should be allowed, which, by the way, everyone's like, as a woman voted for Trump, you're taking that away. How many times did Trump say he's not banning abortion?
100 times.
Like,
100.
clear, no way to misinterpret it.
Kamala Harris still goes on the air yesterday and says he's going to ban abortion.
But he said he's not.
Not
100
true.
times.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see you, and have a safe trip to Detroit. And when you
you.
come in, we get very, very big numbers. People love you.
Thank you.
So
I
keep
love you
coming
guys
in.
too.
Yeah, we love you. So keep coming in. Enjoy Michigan. It's a horrible place, but you're getting paid. And then we'll see you when you get back, okay?
Yes,
There she is,
absolutely.
folks, the great Emily Austin. Follow Emily Austin today, and when you become the 3 million follower, she's going to buy you McDonald's in Tel Aviv. That's a deal. How about that, Emily Austin?